Hello and welcome to Do You Remembaer, an ongoing video series where every week I read an article and then hastily try to remember what I just read and make a video about it. Do You Remember was every single Wednesday in the year 2022. This is the 52nd and final Do You Remembaer. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making this project. We're talking about Wikipedia because, of course, we are. I read the Wikipedia page for Wikipedia, which is very long, and I don't pretend to remember everything about it, but I do remember some things about it, and I'll talk about it here. Normally, I would end the video with saying, hey, give me suggestions of future videos. You don't have to do that anymore. No more suggestions because next week I start a new project. At the time of this recording, in a week, it'll be the first Wednesday in January 2023. I will have a brand new series called Barely Rehearsed. Barly Rehearsed. Barely Rehearsed, which is a character monologue and comedy prose, comedy piece video series. I'm very excited to do. Look for it. There'll be a new playlist, and it'll start next Wednesday. But right now, I have to talk about Wikipedia. So back in the good old days of 2000, 2001, there was a thing called Nupedia. Nupedia. Nupedia was one of many attempts to make online available encyclopedias and take from various encyclopedias and thoroughly review things and have experts write it and make like an online resource of those encyclopedias. And it wasn't going particularly well. It was going all right, but it wasn't going super well. Well, your CEO of the company that was running Nupedia and the manager, the head of it, basically Jimmy Wales and Larry Sanger were like, we got this other project, and it will be like a feeder system for Nupedia because anyone will be able to collaborate on it and update it. And we're going to use this wiki program, and we're going to call it Wikipedia. This is 2001, like early 2001. They're like, we're doing it. And it started to do okay. I mean, you had experts chiming in. Slashdot was really into it. There are a lot of articles about Wikipedia, so a lot of early editors were from Slashdot. And within a couple years, there was a bunch of different languages because it started English only. Within the first year, there was one thing, a big thing that happened that made a huge amount of difference in its continued success. Was that people were a little worried because it was a Wikipedia.com and was supposed to be a commercial project, but there's like people were doing the work, weren't getting paid. It was volunteer. This feels weird, right? What's going on? Then they were like, within a year, they're like, okay, it's not going to be a commercial product anymore. Don't worry about it. We're changing it from .com to .org. We're all good right here. And it was like, yeah, okay. A bunch of different languages spread out. It started off as English. But one thing became clear pretty early on. And as the rules, there are more and more rules as time goes, and review process, and there are hierarchies. Editors in good standing can become administrators, and there's a whole. It was very kind of archaic, not archaic, but like there's a little anarchy, anarchistic. That's a bad word for me. It was a little chaotic, but then it kind of got some rules as it went. It's very male dominated. I believe that in 2008 there was a study that it was like 13% of editors were female. And to combat that, colleges started giving some college credit to anyone that would edit pages about women in STEM and science in particular, but to encourage women to be editors. And one study basically, like the comments on the study were basically like, well, it's a very easy and honest, obvious reason why that you don't see a lot of editors, because to identify yourself as a woman on the internet opens you up to harassment. And yeah, and you don't want to be in the talkback section arguing your case about edits. It has been defined that pages on Wikipedia are owned by Wikipedia, not by the editors and not by the subject. So if I had a Wikipedia page, I could not claim that I have ownership of that Wikipedia page. That is a Wikipedia thing. Um, it's one of the most well-trafficked sites on the internet. It's usually in the top three, or top 10 at least. I think it got top 10 in like 2008 and has stayed there ever since. It is a valuable resource for research. It should not be the end all because it can be edited by anyone. And they are very particular about changes to things that are made. Because let's say that it is 6 years ago, a book came out, and then someone updated a Wikipedia page with elements from that book. That is a source. 6 years later, very recently, you're like, actually, that book was full of lies and is not credible. Well, that's been standing for 6 years and has not been flagged as being inaccurate. So even if you're like, well, there's better research than this, it's a fight because it's been there for 6 years, and it becomes difficult. Like once it's on the internet, it's hard to like put it back in the bottle. So it becomes a little different. So my general opinion of Wikipedia is it's good for research, but it shouldn't be the end all be all. You should follow through. You should look at the sources that they are citing and do your research there. You should look for evidence that this might be contentious. You should look in the talkback sections of Wikipedia to see what is being said and what is being changed about that. In the talk section, I should say, not talkback, but the talk Wikipedia. It's a tab. You can just do that, and you can see like where people are like, hey, there's a controversial edit. Why aren't we talking about the 20th anniversary? That is the thing from it. Why is the 20th anniversary not brought up in the Wikipedia page of Wikipedia? Because it is past the 20th anniversary. And it's just like, what's going on? Why do you say it? So it's like, well, is it special? No, it's just an anniversary. Like, why is it there? Some people be like, this is too long. It is going, people, it should be renamed because people are searching for Wikipedia and come to this page instead of wikipedia.org. They're coming to the Wikipedia page for Wikipedia. So there should be some sort of way to fix that in Google. Stuff like that. There's a lot there. I've never recommended looking at the talk section, but it's kind of interesting to look at the talk section. This page is too long, and there's even a talkback about how the page for Wikipedia is too long, and maybe like the Newpedia section should, which obviously redirects to Newpedia, but should be shorter, and there's trimming to be done. Anyway, this has been Do You Remembaer? I came up with the pun first and then thought about what it could be, which was me hastily researching and then trying to do that. Other than sometimes having to find articles because I kind of decided, actually, I don't really want to research this as I was reading it, or I don't want to talk about this, or, I need to come up with another one. This has been pretty simple for me. Just find a photo, usually the photo in the Wikipedia article. Sometimes Wikipedia articles don't have photos, and I have to find another photo that works for it. But yeah, it's been pretty straightforward as a project. I have enjoyed doing it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Look back, hey, in the comments below, what are some of your favorites? Do you have any favorites that you liked? I liked list ones. Those were my favorite. Just me as a challenge trying to remember. I thought that was really fun. The article about the, I forget the name of it exactly, but is the phenomenon that is talked about in Japan, where when you are perusing a bookstore, you suddenly have to poop. That was a fun Wikipedia page. I enjoyed that. Who calls it soccer and who calls it football? That's a recent one that I enjoyed. Let me know if you have any favorites from what I covered there. Of course, got to give a shout out to September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, because, of course, that is the song with the lyric, Do You Remember? Which is Do You Remember is taken from. Thank you so much for watching this. Next week, change it up, doing some characters, doing some funny monologues. I hope you enjoyed that. It's been a little while since I got my acting chops, brushing up on that. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you with a new series next time. Goodbye.